We are the dollars and cents.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Well, today we're going to do another unboxing, first impressions, and update video. This time it comes from a brand that I've never heard of before. People have been talking about this one here, at least a few people on Facebook. And it piqued my interest. And also got this for, I think, around 43 bucks on USD from Fragrance by CA, which is a Canadian fragrance shop up there. But they usually have good deals. And after the exchange rate, yeah, like 40 something bucks, just like a few dollars over, 40 bucks probably. But yeah, I tried the original a couple months ago after Brandon and I had lunch over at the Clear Fork area. If you guys know where that is, there's a Neiman Marcus down there. Actually a Louis Vuitton store right next door to the Neiman Marcus. And we went in there and he wanted to try some of the newer stuff. And I have never tried Imagination. That's what this is supposed to be. And, you know, they're expensive, right? I think the 5-6 ounce, whatever, the big bottles, like 300 something bucks. The 100 ml bottles, like half that, if not more. And you know, I've been on this little trend lately, or whatever you want to call it, of doing clone videos. I've just been really digging them. I'm getting my hands on a lot of them, and they're actually interesting to kind of check out. So far, I've been they've been pretty good. They haven't been any really duds. Maybe one or two here and there, but overall, I've had pretty much success with the clones that I've been getting my hands on, and so for that, I'm grateful. But yeah, I wanted to try this one out again. Couldn't find much information on this one. They didn't have the notes on Fragrance By, which is weird. I'm pretty sure they just have a huge database. They probably don't have time to put every little thing about it, or maybe they're just not out there on the internet. I don't know anything about this house. It does say Fragrance de France at the bottom, so maybe it's just some little cheap clone house from France. But here's the bottle. The name of the brand is called Lucianno, and it's Mystic Dream. And I want to say they have a few others from a few other clones from Louis Vuitton. But some people on Facebook were saying this one was really good, and they were pointing out that it was on sale at Fragrance By, so I went ahead and picked it up. And I couldn't find any information about this fragrance online. Couldn't find any of the notes. I did find one place selling it, but the notes didn't sound, and I guess I'll see here in a minute, but the notes didn't sound good. And I'll get to that in a second. I want to show you guys a presentation before I get into the information about this fragrance, guys. But yeah, you saw the front. Back has a little bit of information there. It does say Extrait de Parfum. Nothing on top. A little bit of information on the bottom. Go ahead and take this out of the plastic for you guys. All right, guys, so here's the box. Nothing too crazy. Basically what I showed you in the first part before I went to the little break there. Inside is pretty plain. It didn't come in a tube like the Maison Alhambra did. Remember, if you guys remember the Immortal from Lowe, which is a great, in my opinion, probably one of the best Limosité clones out there. I know people disagree with me. People argue. Go ahead and argue in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this one. But this one right here is a banger. Gets me compliments all the time. I think I've told 3 different people and sent them the link, I think on Amazon, where to buy this one. I've heard the other two, or at least the Pacific Chill, or there's another one they made, isn't very good. So this is supposed to be probably the best one. Anyway, it did not come with a tube like that one did. So that would have been kind of a cool touch to put, but at the end of the day, it's going to be about the juice. Here's the bottle for Mystic Dream. It does resemble the LV bottles, and does resemble this Lowe bottle, as you can tell. This one looks a little bit better, but like this one probably just has a cap here. Yeah, no, it doesn't have a magnet like the other one to my left here, and then it does say Luciano on top. And here's a little close-up for you guys that zooms for y'all. Yeah, and I'll go ahead and let you guys know notes for this figure. I will say the juice is a little foggy inside. It's a little concerning, but it's like little, I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see if I can zoom in on that for you guys. It's like kind of foggy. It's kind of not very good looking, I guess. On the top we have citron, bergamot, and orange. In the mid we have neroli, ginger, and cinnamon. And in the base, round things off with tea and broxin, guaiac wood, and olibanum. I will say that the original one, I did try that one at Louis Vuitton. It did have a really nice an opening. Like, it was very, very citrusy. The citron was great. I mean, bergamot and orange are all going to be the same. The neroli was nice in this one. The ginger stood out with that citrus, and then the tea was a real big player in that one. I love the dry down. It was like very warm, spicy, and I wasn't expecting that. So it starts off kind of fresh and, you know, like a light tea fragrance, and then it goes into like a warm, spicy, woody fragrance, which was nice. So I'm hoping I can remember what that fragrance experience was like. That way I can let you guys know if this one's similar. Even if it's like 90% similar, I think it should be pretty good because, I don't know, that was just a nice fragrance. Very inoffensive, really easy to wear. And if they're even just a little bit close, I think it could be worth the $40, right? We'll see. Of course, everyone's going to say, just save up the money and buy the real deal. Not everyone can do that. People have families out there, you got to feed the kids. Maybe the job doesn't pay as much as you want right now, but you still want to be in the hobby. And the way I see things, that I think everyone should be allowed to enjoy this hobby. Whether it's you're buying the cheap stuff or you're buying the expensive stuff. Either way. But here we go, guys. A couple sprays on my skin. Gold atomizer there. I didn't see that. A couple sprays. See how this sprayer works. Decent amount of juice. Okay. Okay. Definitely getting a similar opening. At least to my memory. I'm getting that tea note. It's citrusy. Yeah, that tea note's very strong in this. It's zingy with the ginger. Citrusy. Getting something that smells like rose, but there's no rose in this, I don't think. Yeah, it's all just citruses. White florals, so I'm getting the neroli. That's probably going to be that floral that I got. Getting the tea. I really should have turned my fan off, honestly. It's like blowing the scent fumes from my hand, so I'm not really getting that great a waft right now. I'm having to kind of turn my head like this. Yeah, I mean, it smells pretty good, honestly. It does remind me of the original. It's, right now, anyway, it doesn't seem as strong. Not sure if it's my fan above, kind of blowing stuff around, so I'm not really getting the, whatever you call them, the fragrance fumes. I don't know what the term is for that. The sillage. Right now, this does smell nice. I really wish I had the like a decanter or something in the other one, so I could try them side by side. Going off of memory, I'm getting a lot of the same fragrance notes. I mean, it smells good. It doesn't smell cheap. It doesn't smell... I mean, obviously, I'm guessing the LV is just going to be way higher quality, but right now, this still smells really nice. I'm getting the citruses. I'm getting a lot of that neroli. So a lot of neroli, a little bit of citruses, and a lot of that tea note. Which, depending on what aspects of that fragrance, the original that you like, you could like this one even more if it has more of, more of one thing than the other. Right now, it seems like they did a pretty good job blending this one, getting it to where it is right now, to smell like what it is. If I were to smell this without knowing what the original smelled like, would I think it smelled really good right now? Yes, I would. I would say this is going to be a nice fragrance to wear in the hot weather. It's a little soapy. I can't remember if the Imagination was soapy, but this one definitely is a little bit soapy. Yeah, that's nice. Very sharp and crisp, and it's also, I say light, but I mean like whatever that the tea essence brings to the table, it gives it like a light airiness to it. So it definitely has that going for it too. I mean, right now, this is not bad. Now, if this one does have that same dry down that I liked in the original, then this one might be a keeper. I'm trying to look at the notes here to make it. It could be like maybe the Gaiac wood mixing with some cinnamon to give it that warm spicy. I'm not really sure, or it could be the olibanum, which I think gives olibanum. It gives smokiness. Don't quote me on that, but I think it does. But I'm not really sure what notes gave it the dry down in the original. But if this comes out with that same dry down, then we might have a winner on our hands. But if nothing else, this could just be a cheap inspiration of it, because the opening of this is fantastic. Like, it smells great. Like, I can't complain about the opening of this fragrance because it smells nice, and that's all I can really ask for right now. Again, it'll just be icing on the cake if it goes down to that dry down and it smells like that, because that's really what sold me. I love the opening of that one, of Imagination. But that dry down's what really kept me hanging around, because I was like, man, that dry down's not even, it came out of left field. I had no idea it was going to go from that tea, fresh, whatever, and then go into a warm, spicy, woody. At least that's what I got. But right now, I like this fragrance just for what it is. Again, we'll get to if it's even worth $40 in the update, because sometimes, even though I like something, I still think it should be priced less. And, so we'll see if that ends up happening, guys. But I'm going to wear this fragrance today, over the next few days, and give you guys an update shortly. Talk to you then. All right, guys, I'm back with the update for Lucianno's Mystic Dream, which is a clone of Louis Vuitton's Imagination, I believe. And I will say, I think I forgot to mention that on fragrancebuy.ca, they mentioned in the name that it says, I think it said Image Twist or Imagine Twist. I'll put the screenshot up. But not really sure what that really meant when it came to a twist. Maybe it's like their twist on it. But I gotta say, man, this is a pretty close fragrance. I'm gonna wear this fragrance again tonight because I actually really enjoyed wearing this fragrance. It really surprised me. Again, I didn't have the original Imagination next to it to try it side by side, but just going off of memory, this is a decent clone. 85-90%. Now, I will say, I think that the dry down on the original Imagination was maybe a little bit more warm, spicy, but that's just going off of memory. But this one does go in that direction as well, because I want to say in the first half of the video, I mentioned if it ends up going in that direction, then I'm going to be happy. And I was very, very strong T note. I will say that they did a good job with this one, because I remember when I tried the Real Imagination at the LV store with Brandon, I want to say that I remember saying, wow, something in this reminds me of Cactus Garden, which is one of their fragrances. I actually sold my bottle recently because it's discontinued now, and I knew I could probably get a little bit more for it since it's no longer available. But I remember thinking that about that one, and I get the same thing with this. I'm not really sure what notes in it, because I think that fragrance only has 3 notes. It's like grass or something, or and some matte and one other thing. And this doesn't even have those notes in it, nor does the original. But yeah, so I remember thinking that. Wow, that reminds me of Cactus Garden. I get the same with this one. But I will say, the T note in this fragrance is awesome. It's really, really good. One of the best I've tried, especially in a clone, especially in a cheapie as well, guys. One of the best I've smelled. Super excited. This is only like, I think I said, what, 40 bucks, something like that, shipped from Canada. I'll put the price if I haven't already. But the strong tea note was one of my favorite parts, guys. If you don't like tea, you're not going to like this fragrance. It's very prominent. And again, if you don't like the tea note, you're going to get it quite a bit throughout the fragrance on your skin. And if you don't like that note, then you're going to be like, yeah, it's not for me, because I was getting wafts of that tea note for hours and hours. It's funny. I got a little bit of, there's ambroxan in the note breakdown. And I didn't, well, I mean, I only wore it on my hand. The original only wore it on my hand for a couple of hours. But the more I wore this one, I actually got like a little bit of a Sauvage. Here and there, I would get a little bit of sillage of the Sauvage ambroxan type of thing. And I wasn't expecting that. Again, not sure if you guys will get that out there. But I remember it was so strong, if not strong. At least I got it enough to where I asked a friend of mine who I worked with, hey man, are you wearing Sauvage? He's like, no, I'm wearing something else. And it didn't have ambroxan, because I think it was like Chrome or something, Chrome Legend or Nautica Voyage, right? Nautica Voyage, I don't think has ambroxan in it. So that's when I realized that it's this, and I was like, does this have some ambroxan in it? And it did. Now, I'm not trying to say it exclusively smells like that by any means. I'm saying that I got that ambroxan note, and then I would get wafts of it, and it smelled like the similar type of ambroxan that you get in Sauvage. So again, I don't really like Sauvage, but I don't mind a little bit of that ambroxan kind of take in this. I'm not sure if the original does that or not, but I don't mind it. Gave it a little bit more personality, honestly, because for a while I was thinking this was going to be a pretty linear scent. I mean, it does start off very citrusy and floral and sweet, and then you get that tea note, so it's nice and powdery and like it's kind of airy and a little watery. But when I got a little bit of that ambroxan note later on in the life of the fragrance, I remember thinking, okay, that gives it a little bit different personality. It's not so linear. It actually changed just a little bit. And then the dry down, I did get some of the Gaiac wood, right? Some of the woody notes. And I want to say that the original had a little bit more cinnamon in it, because I want to say it was a little bit spicier, a little bit more warm spicy than this one. But other than that, this is a really, really good, I think, clone of Imagination. I know there's a couple of others out there that I haven't tried. And am I going to? I don't feel like, honestly, I don't feel the need I have to, because this one is only 40 whatever bucks that I paid. And it's 100 mil extrait de parfum. I don't know if I need to even try those, because I really enjoy this one, guys. Longevity for this fragrance, I work in a hot warehouse. I constantly sweat, right? Especially right now because it's like, I think this week's been in the hundreds. But I was getting wafts of this after 8 hours. So just to be safe, I will say 6 to 8 hours with this fragrance, guys. Projection, not beast, but it was really, really good. I was getting wafts of this one hours after, like 4 or 5 hours after. I was getting nice wafts of the tea note. Really, really nice. And I mentioned that Sauvage, or that Ambroxan note. Sorry, not Sauvage, but and so this one does have some decent performance, and for that price, and for what it smells like, this is pretty good so far, right? With how I'm describing the performance, at least on my skin, anyways. Occasions for this fragrance, guys. I do think you can wear this fragrance for most occasions. I do think you can wear this one casually during the day. I think you can wear this one at night as well, especially with that warm, spicy note. Possibly the cinnamon. I think this would be nice and warm and spicy. That it'll be nice and sexy at night, like date night, evening out. I don't think it's strong enough for a club, but honestly, you spray enough of this juice, you're probably gonna get noticed in a club. It's not bad, guys. This one actually performs decently for what you're paying, and I would just apply a few more sprays, guys. But yeah, I think you can probably wear this one for most occasions, guys. Work, I think it's gonna be fine. Again, don't quote me on the whole club thing, but I think you might be able to get away with it. We'll see, guys. You just might be able to test that one out, guys. But seasons for this fragrance, if you haven't guessed already, warmer to hotter months of the year, guys. I mean, you could probably wear this one in the cooler weather, but I don't think it's going to give off that same feel that you get from warmer to hot weather, guys. Like that tea note and that how green it is, and citrusy and woody. I definitely think this was just definitely stand out more in spring, summer, and early fall. Warm weather is the best time to wear this fragrance, guys. Ages for this fragrance, guys. I'm going to go ahead and say are probably 20 and up. I do think that this one's pretty safe. I think 20 and up can easily afford this one. I think they're just mature enough to appreciate this one for any kind of different notes or whatever that might be off-putting to a younger person's nose. 20 and up should be able to pull this one off, guys. Unisex factor, man, it's going to be right down the middle, honestly. I think that the white florals in this one give it a little bit of femininity, but the rest of it, maybe a little bit of that tea note, but really the florals is really what gives it more of a feminine touch. But I think the rest of the fragrance really carries it along to just make it more masculine. So I do think it's sort of right down the middle, guys, honestly. I enjoy wearing this one. I don't think it smells like, perfuming by any means. I think it smells fantastic, guys. Overall, guys, I do like this fragrance, guys. I think this is a fantastic fragrance. I think it's a good clone. I think it's affordable. I think it smells great. It lasts a long time. It's a really, really good version of Imagination, guys. You guys are paying almost $400 for that fragrance. For 100 ml, you can get this one for around $40, guys. This is for my ballers on a budget. You're getting good quality for a low price, guys. My only gripe was the foggy juice. Again, not sure if that's showing up on camera or not, but it's kind of foggy. That's the only thing I can come up with. I like my juice to be clear. The fog in there makes it look cheap, like they just sort of, put it in a machine and they just filled it up real quick and they didn't care about the quality. The fragrance quality is there, just the foggy juice. I'm just being picky. But at the end of the day, it's about the juice inside, and I do enjoy it, guys. So what are your thoughts on Lucianno's Mystic Dream? Have you guys tried this fragrance? If you have, let me know your thoughts on this fragrance down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about this fragrance, guys. Also, guys, please subscribe to this channel. I'm going to get to that in a second again, the whole rundown. But, guys, I think I said in my last video, almost 90% of the views that I'm getting are unsubscribed people. So, guys, if you're watching the video, just subscribe. And you'll get more videos like this, guys. But thank you guys so much for watching a video on my channel. If you like this video, please click that like button. Subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications for future first impressions videos and fresh content just like this, guys. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you'll find first set of photos and future contest winners. And as always, until next video, you guys take care. Thanks.